I think it'd be really funny to watch Kat react to this episode where she just says, "Who is that?"
Hello, and welcome to the Says Who podcast with no cat.
No cat.
But you do have Tip.
No cats were harmed during the making of this because there's none here.
Correct. They were harmed prior to the recording to get rid of them for this week.
Yeah.
It's all right. Jack and Kat last week were saying that they'd tied me up and put me in some kind of I don't know. There was some kind of kidnapping situation there.
Well, I have released you. I have released you from from your binds, and I am here to fill in the gaps. I don't know. This is terrible already. What am I talking about? Jesus Christ! I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
We're recording on a very warm day.
It's very warm. I'm nervous. I've got big shoes to fill here.
No, they're tiny. It's only 4'8".
That's very true. Very tiny shoes to fill. Although I am a like for like replacement because I'm also 4'8". You know, I don't know if you know that. I'm very small. I'm not. I am a lumbering giant of a man who's still very quite short when it comes to going to Doctor Who events, and everyone towers over me.
I mean, when you've got these fellas like Jack Alexander that are like 8'6".
Yeah, honestly, you've got Jack Alexander, right? George Sheard is about the same height.
Yeah.
Clever Dick Films, Richard, about the same height. I'm stood there having a conversation with all three of them, and I look like their son. Like, it looks like three men and a baby. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, and I'm there because I've usually got a backpack as well, so I'm sort of dressed like a little boy. Like, I'm dressed a bit like Russell from Up. And
we'll get you a cap with a little propeller on the top.
Exactly, yeah. And I wear little shorts and stripy t-shirts. And my wife always tells me that I dress like a 7-year-old boy at the minute. So yeah, I just look like a really hairy boy. Solid start to the podcast. There you go.
Yeah, that might be the in the reel for this week. But would you like to introduce yourself, Mr.
Oh
Harry
God,
Boy?
we've not even introduced. We've not even said who. Hello, I'm Josh Carr. I don't know. Why did I do that like James Bond? I'm Josh Carr, host of Who Knew, a Doctor Who podcast. That's about it. That's who I am, really.
Yes.
So, hello. You may have heard me previously on such things as Says Who and Who's There and Who Knew and all of the, as I always laugh about, all of the question-based Doctor Who podcasts.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're very much flying the flag for questions, really. I don't think there's enough podcast names with questions in them.
We're really repping question marks like we're an 80s Doctor Who under John Nathan Turner.
Like we got a little Sylvester McCoy pullover. Yeah. So we're here today to talk about guest writers that we would like to see on the show. We'd like to see the show first, but
preferably
that'd be ideal.
Yeah, how do you feel about all that at the minute? I feel like now that the dust's settled, on the announcement, it's sort of like, all right, it is what it is. Let's just see what happens, eh?
Basically,
I'm quite excited for people because I feel like this is just a little thing that I've been thinking about. I feel like we've lived in through quite an era of like Doctor Who's all been quite secretive. Like, we've not really known what's gone on behind the scenes. We've not really been privy to a lot of things, even though a lot of the time we can tell and we can sort of figure it out. And there's a lot of leaks and things like that. It's not really like officially mentioned. But I feel like now we're just in like cowboy territory, and like if someone's bidding for Doctor Who, Can they just like say it in an interview? Like, oh yeah, we're bidding for Doctor Who. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
that could be really fun if we just start getting random people who like you'd never expect, just being like, oh yeah, I'm working on a pitch for Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm throwing my hat in
See
the
what
ring.
happens.
Yeah,
that'd be really fun. Like, imagine if you just get like really rogue names. Like, this isn't me saying that I want these people, but like imagine if Seth Rogen is just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to pitch for Doctor
yeah.
Who. All right then, okay.
I mean, part of me wants to see what that'd be like.
Yeah, I'd be intrigued. He's not on my list that I've come up with today. I will say that. But yeah, no, I think it's an interesting time, and it's a fun time to theorise about writers, isn't it? Because that's always sort of like the first question after who's going to be the Doctor. It's who's writing it,
yeah, and
who's showrunning it, who's directing it, things like that. So yeah, no, it's always a fun experiment, and I'm very much like a lover of TV and film, as you'll have known if you listened to my last appearance on here. So I love. I mean, I'm the worst kind of Doctor Who fan where I'll watch like the most beautiful piece of art on planet Earth. I'll watch like the greatest TV show or in a beautiful, beautiful film. And my first thought will be, oh, how do we get this person to do Doctor Who? Like, just what would this person do with Doctor Who? And I just have to instantly link and tie them down to this franchise.
Yeah,
and put them in a little Doctor Who shaped box. So. Yeah, it's fun that you've given me an actual assignment to do this. That's very.
I'm
very
just giving
enjoyable.
you permission. Yeah.
Basically, yeah, you've given me permission to be annoying, which I will always take and run with, to be honest. So,
I mean, yeah, I'm exactly the same. Yeah, you see something cool and you do go, do you think that maybe, because I think there's some writers that we've had in the past that I would think are either too big for the show or it wouldn't be their usual kind of thing. Like, even like Anur Alarms from last series, like a really accomplished like playwright, and I don't know, he's not the first person I would think of as, oh, you're a good fit for Doctor Who, even though you're an incredible writer. Well, more so that I don't know if Doctor Who's a fit for you, if you'd want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, and then like Richard Curtis coming and doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Richard.
Yeah,
Curtis,
I mean, that always because like when we talk about like the biggest writers Doctor Who has had, I feel like it goes quite underrated that Doctor Who got Richard Curtis.
Yeah. Like,
after only 5 years back, like, and Richard Curtis was, he's still a very big name now, but 2010, you're coming off the back of Full Weddings, like Love Actually, some of like all of the biggest rom-coms and loved British films of the early 2010s. So yeah, it's a huge name, and that's where like I feel like it would be nice if we got a few more of those. That's sort of what I was expecting from the Disney era. Like, I thought maybe we'll have, new names peppered in, and I think definitely season 2 they were good at bringing in a few new faces, which was nice. The Chibnall era was great for bringing in new writers, new exciting writers. So it was nice to get at least a little bit of a return to that, because we'd had such a long run of. I remember tweeting this a while back because I figured it out. It was like. It must have been like four, nearly 5 years where every episode of Doctor Who had been written by either a former or current showrunner. So it was like we'd had such a long run, and then that just got extended when Stephen Moffat came back, and it just kept going further and further back. Up until like Rogue. I think it's from like Can You Hear Me to Rogue, which is is a long time. I think people are going to shout at me and say that I'm wrong there. I'm sure that it's around there. It's around like middle of series 12 to end of season 1.
Oh, it'd be Villa Diodati, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be that. Well
but
done.
yeah, I think it's up until Rogue,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah,
it'd be, yeah, because it was Russell, Moffat, Russell. Yeah, Jesus Christ, he wrote a lot, didn't he?
He did write a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I love getting new writers into the show.
Mm-hmm.
I love when like Inur Elms was the episode that it was my favourite episode from last series, but beforehand it was the one I was most looking forward to, because like it's great when you get like a new fresh TV writer who's only had a couple of things that they've worked on, but I find it so exciting when Doctor Who gets someone who's like never really done TV before, and it's like, oh, this is their first TV credit is an episode of Doctor Who, like, or that like their first, like, or they're known for another medium, like Mallory Blackman as well was another one, like, is obviously primarily an author, and you know, when you get people from these other mediums, they just bring a whole new perspective on the show. Yeah, like outside of the realm of TV and being in the industry, like Inur Elms come in from a theatre background, brought something just entirely different to the show. I say this, I haven't actually brought that many non-TV writers, but maybe we can throw some ideas around.
Just thinking this as you were saying it. To be fair, I do have a few writers that I know primarily from, they've done TV, but I know them primarily through their theatre work.
Okay,
if that's anything to a bit of sizzle for
a little bit of sizzle, bit of sizzle.
Yeah.
I've got an author. I've got an author in there, which I've read work from recently. Other than that, I've actually been pretty bad on that front. So apologies for waxing lyrical about a type of writer that I really want, and then offering zero examples in this episode where I'm meant to be bringing examples. So I do apologise for that.
I mean, as you say, maybe some will come up as I'm sure this is going to be a fairly sort of spitball-y kind of format. That's a horrible way of phrasing it, but you know what I mean. It's going to be a nice sort of...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
casual back
nice
and forth.
Spitball.
Not a lovely little spitball on a Wednesday evening.
Lovely spitballs, yes. On a hot Wednesday evening.
Oh, yes. Don't say we don't treat you.
Yeah.
I mean, should we jump in and start throwing some names around?
Shall we go? Let's go.
I think
you go first. You go first.
Okay. So my first pick, I realised that I've got maybe that I didn't really order these in a sort of a way that feels satisfying to listen to. I have just got them in the order that I thought of them, which means the maybe more obvious or like my favourite picks are closer to the top and they get more niche as we go.
Well, that's nice. It's mixed around, and it's you know, it's still interesting. I said to you beforehand, I've divided mine into 3 categories, basically, which is dream, where it's like, this is... I would say I've tried to keep dream around, like... I actually thought, like, I'll keep it around the Richard Curtis level, where it's like, they're a big name, but they either have, like, a bit of pedigree in TV that they might... They might take the leap on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Or I know there's a couple on here that I know specifically are Doctor Who fans. So they might take the leap because they're Doctor Who fans.
Yes.
And then I've got a realistic category, which is just like names of people who write like BBC shows, ITV shows or whatever, or Netflix shows that I think they're about the level of like a good guest writer for Doctor Who. And then I've just put like this is sort of like a floating category where we can just throw names out of like people who write for Doctor Who expanded media, basically, because there's so many great writers there that you could pull from. But yeah, I don't know. That's sort of how I approached it. But I've got a lot of names here, actually.
I've just been looking down my list. I think I've got somewhere between 50 and 20.
50?
15.
Or 15?
15.
Oh, good. Jesus Christ.
No,
okay,
no.
I've got like 18. So we're about the same.
Okay, cool.
Let's just back and forth it. Let's
go. I mean, the first one, I guess this would fall into a sort of dream category. This is maybe one of the biggest, I'm going to say biggest stars on the list. It's Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
We are locked in today. We're locked in. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is also on my list. She is in.
Nice.
She's in my dream category. So, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Fleabag is one of both the original play and the series. Genuinely one of my favourite pieces of art ever.
It's incredible.
Just so good. Like, I wrote essays on it at uni. My dissertation was a play that I wrote sort of semi-inspired by Fleabag. I genuinely think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. I completely agree. And I actually think it's become... I'll get onto this in a minute, but I think it's actually become slightly underrated. In the years following, I feel like a lot of people have sort of stopped talking about it, and I'm like, this is a genuine all-timer TV series, like one of the best things ever written. In my opinion. So
good. Like, if anybody's not watched it, and you are of age to watch it, I don't know if there's anyone that's if there's anyone under 18, but yeah, some mature themes, but so good. Like, just really inventive, creative little character study, essentially. But she's also done like some genre stuff. So she did the first season of Killing Eve, which I really enjoyed,
which was really good, and then sort of fell off a cliff as soon as she left, basically. I never actually finished.
Neither did I.
How many series of that are there? Is there 4 series? I think I got like part way through 3. I think I like the first 2 series. So I liked the first 2 series, and I got part way through 3, and I just was like, this isn't hitting the same.
Yeah.
I'd be watching it just for Jodie Comer, which is a very valid reason to watch anything.
It's such a good reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, valid.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, Killing Eve. She obviously wrote on the most recent Bond film, No Time to Die. She wrote on Indiana Jones 5, but don't hold that against her.
Don't hold that against her.
And she's also writing and I think producing the new Tomb Raider project with Sophie Turner.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
She's got background in like genre and like franchise stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I did hesitate to put her on the list for a minute because I was like, Fleabag's a very sort of like auteur kind of project, but then she's gone and done sort of bigger budget things, and I don't want to say mainstream, but like,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
I think it's fair to say that something like Fleabag could be an acquired taste, whereas like the James Bond or Indiana Jones franchise is by nature
they're big sort of populist kind of franchises,
exactly.
Aren't they? And like they're crowd pleasers. That's sort of the approach I sort of tried to go like. I feel like you're always like inclined to go like, have they written sci-fi before? Have they done this? Have they done that? But I'm like, there's so many great writers from Doctor Who came into Doctor Who with no sci-fi experience, no fantasy experience, no TV experience or whatever. Like, I think the joy of Doctor Who is that, like, you can just get great writers and let them just do their own thing. Like, you wouldn't look at a writer like, say, like Vinay Patel comes in and does a beautiful that isn't it's not really a sci-fi story. That's the thing. A lot of Doctor Who stories aren't sci-fi stories. They're just great stories that sometimes have sci-fi elements blended into them. So I feel like just having a variety of people who can write from horror backgrounds, from comedy, from drama, all will benefit you. You just need a great writer who can be a bit versatile. So a bit of range helps. But yeah, Phoebe Waller-Bridge definitely has that. And I think, I said, one of the reasons I put her on my list is I feel like the past sort of 4 or 5 years, sort of the tide has turned on her a bit in like general thinking, where people are a bit stuffy about her. And I think one of the things that doesn't help is that she's not really done anything. Yeah. She did, like, I just looked and I couldn't believe this. The first series of Fleabag was 10 years ago.
Jeez.
And then series 2 was 2019. So that's 7 years ago now.
Wow.
And then since then, she sort of got this gig of like, oh, she's sort of like a script doctor, like she, like with Indiana Jones and like James Bond, they bring her in to make it funny and make it work, basically. And you know, I think No Time to Die is a good example of that, and Indiana Jones is probably an unfair example to judge her on. But then I feel like she just keeps having a few things like rumoured or announced that then don't really happen. So I feel like her stock has sort of gone, and people are just like a bit lukewarm on her now. Whereas I am remembering how good Fleabag is, and I genuinely just think she's a massive talent that could turn her hand to sort of anything, really. So yes, she's absolutely on my list. And she's also a bit of a jack of all trades, where, you know, she could direct it. I wouldn't be upset if she was the Doctor. She could be the Master. She could be a companion. She could be a one-off guest star. Like, she's one of those sort of talents that, like, she could sort of just become the face of the show for a bit. Which
absolutely.
I would really like. But yeah, I wouldn't say she's like my top pick, but she's definitely up there. She's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, like you were saying, I think she balances like comedy and drama really well, which I feel like is at the heart of Doctor Who, you know. It's funny, it's scary, it is like heartwarming and heartbreaking. Like, it's a bit of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, even if she didn't want to be the face of the show because she's, you know, got a gig with Amazon where they're giving her God knows how much money to just come in and be like, can you just look at this and tell us if it's all right? Like, even if she just wanted to come in and just do one episode and just do like a little self-contained thing, I can really imagine her just crushing that.
100%. Completely agree with you. Completely agree.
Yeah. Who have you got on your list?
Yeah, I'm just going to go for the top of Dream. I'm just going to go the first name I wrote down. Pretty much always the first name I write down. I wouldn't say this is a particularly original thought. I'm very excited to see who else we have the same. I feel like there might actually be quite a few.
I think there's going to be some crossover.
We're going to have a few. This might be one. I don't know. But my number one dream, who is, I think, maybe 10 years ago would have been realistic, and maybe now we've missed the boat a little bit, is the king of horror at the minute in my eyes, Mike Flanagan.
Yep, he is on my list.
On your list? Oh, of course he is. Yes, good. Yeah, I mean, the one saving grace here that makes Mike Flanagan possible is that Mike Flanagan is a Doctor Who fan.
Yes,
and has confessed to being a Doctor Who fan, and I think Mike Flanagan would have done a great Chibnall era episode. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just that sweet because it was around Hill House and it was around Bly Manor, both of which are two of the single greatest TV shows I've ever seen. Hill House is beautiful, just a beautiful, beautiful, horrifying TV show. But yeah, I just think around that era he would have been so good to get in, so good just for a one-off episode. I mean, if he wants to run the whole thing, please do.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine by me.
I would absolutely love that. But yeah, no, he's very, very near the top of my list. I mean, like I said, going through his credits, it's just a bit ridiculous because, I mean, there's so much stuff here that I haven't seen, but then I look at the stuff that I have. So, like Hush, which is a really good horror film that is quite underrated. And then, obviously, he's done quite a few Stephen King adaptations, like Gerald's Game, which was really, really good. Doctor Sleep, which I've not seen. I need to watch Doctor Sleep because I'm a huge Shining fan, and I really should give that a go. But then those Netflix series, Jesus Christ, Haunting a Hill House, Haunting a Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass are
Midnight Mass
just so good.
I think Midnight Mass is like the standout there for me. Not that I think it's even necessarily better than Hill House and Bly Manor. I think they're objectively sort of like better quality. But Midnight Mass just sort of came, and I wasn't expecting it to. I don't know. It really kind of like sidelined me. Just as I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, okay." And
yeah, I really, because I felt like a little bit mixed on it, but there was some elements of it that I loved. And I really, really want to go back to it and rewatch it because it's been like 5 years since it came out. So I really want to give it another go because I feel like I didn't love it as much as as Hill House and Bly Manor, but I still was like, there's one episode of it that blew my mind, which is I don't want to spoil it, but the one that's like in the chapel.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That is one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. But he wrote and I believe directed as well what I deem to be like a really strong contender for the best single episode of TV I've ever seen, which is the Two Storms episode of The Haunting of Hill House, where they practically film in two time periods at the same time using a set where they go through the door and transition into different time. It's some of the best technical filmmaking I've ever seen because they've got two different casts working on the same set, playing the same characters at different time periods in their life, swapping between manually. Oh, it's genius. It's absolute genius. But yeah, I mean, my worry is, like I said, that we may have missed the boat because now I look at his upcoming credits.
Well, he's doing Clayface, isn't he?
Clayface, and then a Carrie TV series, and then the new Exorcist.
Yes,
is being written and maybe directed. Written and directed by Mike Flanagan. So that's three big things there that he's working on. So maybe we just need his career to tank a little bit.
Yeah,
and then
if you could just stop being so successul at making incredible things, please, Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, stop being good for a bit so we can have you. Basically.
Yes, please.
But I'm so intrigued as to like whether these big names, because like there's a couple of others here that are like they've stated multiple times in interviews that they are big Doctor Who fans.
Yeah,
and I feel like you can tell when someone really means that, and when they're a proper Who head, and if someone asked you now, like at the peak of your career, would you drop everything and do it? Like, I'm really fascinated because it's like Edgar Wright was pretty early on in his career when he was meant to be doing it, and then it was sort of like, do I make my debut film or do I direct Doctor Who? I'm going to direct my debut film, and definitely made the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I always think, like, has no one just thought to go back and ask Edgar Wright if he wants to direct one? But I have like the same thing. I mean, someone I'm actually going to name someone I haven't put on my list that would have been on my list. Some things afterwards sort of soured me on the idea. I did have Andy Weir.
Okay,
the author of Project Hail Mary.
I do have him on my list.
You do have him on your list, okay.
I do. He's fairly far down because I was like, I'm pretty sure Josh is going to mention him. So I was like...
right. So he's... he would have been top. He genuinely would have been top, like up there. After I read the book, I love the book. And then the film is fantastic and just sort of sold me on the fact that his ideas can translate to screen.
Yeah.
Really well. And then I found out he's a huge Doctor Who fan. Like, there was an interview where he said, like, while he was in London filming, like, he was like on set with Ryan Gosling every day, and he made his manager arrange to meet Peter Davison because he's so obsessed with Peter Davison. And he said he was 10 times more starstruck meeting Peter Davison than he was like Ryan Gosling and Sandra Huller, and like being on set of this massive Hollywood film. And he was like, I had like a half an hour chat with Peter Davison in my hotel room, and
amazing.
It was like the greatest afternoon of my life. So he's a proper Doctor Who fan. The only thing that just soured me on it slightly is he made like some quite weird comments about, like, I think it was about Star Trek actually. And it was about like making his writing not political and like not having any politics in his writing, and like he's made some like sort of weird comments like that have made me think, like, am I, because I'm like, your writing is political, like, there's definitely like, don't get me wrong, it's not, it's not like a Marxist movement or anything. Don't, like, and there's
it's not propaganda.
No, it's not, and it's but it's like there's definitely political elements to your writing, but I don't know if he sees that. And I'm like, are we assigning that to the writing? And I don't know, it just made me think, like, I think especially these days, the worst thing Doctor Who can do is sort of sit on the fence. Like, don't get me wrong, there's Doctor Who episodes that have said things that I do not like, and fairly recently, but we won't get into that. But at least they're saying something, you know what I mean? At least they're like, even if it's really bad and I don't particularly like it, at least it's doing something. I'd rather that than it do nothing. So I didn't actually put him on my list on the end. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be angry if he wrote for Doctor Who. I'd be intrigued to see what it was, and I want to sort of check out, because I love The Martian as well, which again, The Martian's political. It's about the politics of whether you go and save one. It's the
trolley problem.
It's basically, it's the trolley problem. It's the trolley problem in space. Like, that is a political problem. And it was just like some weird comments about like messaging in media that sort of made me go, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you're not the best. I mean, he has been on record as saying he has offered his services to Doctor Who.
Oh, interesting.
He said he has gotten in touch with the BBC and been ignored. So I wonder if they may slightly regret that now, that he has sort of the biggest sci-fi film of the year in cinemas.
I think there could be some regret going on there.
But yeah, no. So what you obviously had him on your list, so I assume it was just for similar reasons as Project Hail Mary is like actually a masterpiece. Like it's
yeah, and I think
it's fantastic. So
I think something that I really appreciate about, I mean, I've read bits of The Martian. I've not read Project Hail Mary. I want to get round to it, actually. That's sort of something a friend of mine was saying. They've come out with these beautiful, like, limited edition collectors covers.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I just had to buy it. So yeah, I've kind of got on the bug there to jump into that. But I really like I don't know, because I can kind of take or leave hard sci-fi. I think Interstellar is an incredible film, but I could maybe do without the 20-second shots of a spaceship door coming out. Like, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, I get what you mean.
The best bit of Interstellar is that emotional core. And I think that's something that, you know, both The Martian and Project Hail Mary have. It's
they do. They
at
really,
the heart
really
of
do.
it. It's just, yeah, it's a real, like, emotional center to it, and the sci-fi is just almost like the setting, and the drama comes from that problem solving, watching these characters problem solve. Yeah, I think there's a real, like, optimism and heart and, like, wonder to his writing that I think just goes hand in hand with Doctor Who.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that you probably the only issue you'd run into is, like, when you're doing hard sci-fi, which he is very up on the hard sci-fi and the science side of things. Does Doctor Who have time to go that hard?
Yeah,
you'd wonder in an hour or a 45-minute long episode or whatever. But yeah, other than that, I think, like I said, everything in Project Hail Mary, both the book and the film, which I think the film does slightly trump the book for me. I think I do prefer the film to the book, even though it's hard to compare apples and oranges and all that, because they're different mediums. But yeah, that my only concern is that, just like Sam Davis said in a video the other day, that he had a really good point in a video, and obviously, you know, he's quite openly critical about Russell T Davies, especially this second era. And he was praising Wild Blue Yonder and said, like, I love it and it's great, but I think the point that Sam was making is, I worry that the messages and the themes that I really like is stuff that I'm assigning to it.
Yeah.
That wasn't the writer's intention. And that's not like I don't think that's like a superiority complex of, like, oh, I'm much cleverer than the writer. Like, it's not that. It's just what you take from it when you read it, you can't really control. And it's like, when I read Project Hail Mary, I thought it was a beautiful story about, like, cultural cross-communication and acceptance and understanding other cultures. And like I said, there's so many things in it that apply to life on Earth, even though it's a really high concept sci-fi, and that's the best sci-fi. Yeah, it does that. But then when I just read a bit more about, like, sort of Andy Weir talking about those kinds of things, it made me worry, like, oh, have I just applied, like, that
projected
to it?
Projected
that. Yeah, projected is exactly the word. Have I projected what I want from it onto it? And it's not actually there in the substance. But anyway, he's good at sci-fi, so let him write an episode. I don't mind. So, you know, I like Rocky. I'm surrounded by Project Hail Mary things. I've got the Project Hail Mary Lego just here. Yeah. I've got the little Lego Rocky that everyone built from the little rabbit set. That's here as well.
We're saying about getting Andy Weir on. I think just go the whole way and have Rocky in Doctor Who.
Agreed.
Just get Rocky on the TARDIS.
Agreed.
Rocky is the new companion.
Yeah. That'd be a great episode of a podcast to do. This is just me pitching another episode. Is what alien races from other franchises would work in Doctor Who?
Oh.
There's so many. Because it's like, imagine the Doctor versus a Xenomorph. How does that go?
Yes.
Because it's like, how does the Doctor defeat a Xenomorph? Like, how does the Doctor deal with ET? Like, companion? I'm feeling it. Imagine that's my dream TARDIS team is the Doctor, ET, and Rocky. That's a great TARDIS team.
I don't know why I'm imagining it as Pertwee, and I think it's because I'm thinking of Bilal from Death of the Daleks.
Pertwee meets ET is possibly the best thing I've ever heard in my life. that is up there. I really like that.
I think we might
home, you say.
Let Brit Stewart get this poor fellow a phone.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's very Bilal, actually. He is very Bilal.
Yeah. I think we might have to do that as an episode. I mean, it will have to be an episode where another one of these where Kat isn't here because she will be able to contribute nothing, having only seen Doctor Who, some horror films, and a lot of reality TV.
Very true. It is quite funny to me, like, because Kat doesn't, like... She's not the best with names, is she? I don't think that's an offensive thing to say. Having listened to enough episodes now, I don't think she's the best with names. So I think it'd be really funny to watch Kat react to this episode where she just says, "Who is that? Who the fuck is that?" for hours on end.
It would be all she'd contribute to the episode. What's that? Not seeing it.
Look, she more than makes up for that in other areas of broadcasting. She's a fantastic host.
She does. But she's not here right now, so we don't have to compliment her.
No, that's very true.
Get lost.
Sorry, I accidentally did like 2 in a row there.
We
ended up talking about Andy Weir. But technically that was one of yours because I didn't actually have him on my list. So,
exactly. So I'm to blame, really.
I accidentally chose one of yours to talk about, but they weren't on my list. But go on, I'll let you go next. You can have the next one.
I'm going to go for another dream one.
Okay.
Which is Charlie Brooker.
Charlie Brooker is also on my list. We are so in sync at the minute. This is great. This is so good. So good. See, what's interesting is I've put Charlie Brooker in my realistic section.
Okay.
I think he's more gettable than you think. I think it's when people stray into films, it's hard to pull them back.
Yeah.
But he's still in the realm of TV.
He's still on TV.
And yeah, it still sort of feels like a natural step from Black Mirror. I mean, it's sort of like it's quite an obvious pick, isn't it? But it just works. It's obvious because it's good, I think.
Yeah, I think again, this is another one that I kind of ummed and ahed about. And there's another couple that are sort of names that get thrown around a fair bit, and I'm like, oh, is that too obvious? But yeah, exactly like you said, there's a reason that a lot of people talk about them because it's kind of works, it fits. And I mean, like obviously he's probably best known for Black Mirror, which I know the consensus. It's like in its later years, it's a little bit more hit or miss with the episodes. I think people find, but that original run when it was on Channel 4,
that's so good because I know people really rate, and I love like when it first went onto Netflix. There's some great stuff in there as well. In that first couple of Netflix series, I'm actually quite behind. I've got a couple of series that I need to catch up on. But I think that first run on Channel 4, like you said, the first like couple of series are sort of gold standard British telly. They are fantastic, like unbelievable.
I think there's something about the fact that it is British, like as in the stories and the characters within those. And I know, like there are British settings and characters in the Netflix stuff. But obviously they do go stateside and, and they're jumping a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
I think there's something really interesting in doing like, how would a British person react to this really high concept thing in their lives?
Yeah, because because a lot of sci-fi is Americanized.
Yeah.
And it comes from the American market. It's always infinitely more interesting. That's one of the core selling points of Doctor Who for me is like you're just seeing a different part of the planet having to deal with aliens. And I think the way that Doctor Who in particular, but like most media that does British people meet aliens or British people meet robots is really funny. Like, and it's just really interesting, like you said. So having it, like you said, sort of, I know a lot of it gets sort of reduced down to like phones are bad, which, you know, a lot of it is, but there's some, that's why I actually really like the first couple of series, because I think it does vary on that quite a bit. Like, like it's the national anthem. The first episode is unbelievable bit of telly.
So good.
So good. So good. And that's not science fiction-y at all, really. It's not really got much of a technological element to it at all. It's more psychological. And
it's like a weird sort of political psychological thriller. And the Black Mirror element is just that social media's playing a big part in it. Like that's kind of all it is.
I think if you were to have Charlie Brooker, I wouldn't want him to do, obviously the one that everyone points to is sort of like Dot and Bubble is a bit of a Black Mirror-y setup, isn't it? And I wouldn't really want him to do that for Doctor Who. I'd want to go, okay, you do Doctor Who, but do anything but that. Yeah. But like, I'd be really fascinated to see how Charlie Brooker would handle a historical, because, like I said, his work always has so much to say, and it's always it's evidently quite angry work and passionate. So I'd be interested to see how he'd tackle a historical event and put a Charlie Brooker spin on it, or just go off world, off Earth, and see a planet that has been invented by Charlie Brooker would interest me as well. Like, I'd be fascinated by that. So yeah, I'd love for him to write it, but I wouldn't want him to come and do a Black Mirror episode with the Doctor in it. I'd want him to do something completely different, and I'd hope that he would want to do that as well, if you know what I mean. I think that's what I think that would be in his head if he ever got asked to do it.
Yeah, because I think he's too self-aware to do to just kind of not that it would be him phoning it in, because I think it would be a good fit, but I think for him creatively, and you know, you'd want to do something different. I mean, have you seen the series that he did, Dead Set?
No, well, I'm sure I would have watched it around when it first came out and been too young to watch it. That's the Big Brother one. It's zombies in Big Brother, isn't it? Basically, is the setup. Which it's been on my list to go back and watch for years, because I'm sort of fascinated by it. Because I sort of see it as like the evil equivalent of Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Like it's doing that, but let's chuck a load of blood and guts and gore in it, and let's do what Doctor Who couldn't and kill Davina McCall. What Doctor Who was too scared to do.
I genuinely think that joke is much funnier if that little goblin does actually off National Treasure Davina McCall.
Exactly, it's so much funnier if you don't show it. I actually think it would be funnier to save her, but have it as like a payoff, like 2 series later, where she's alive and she's now selling her story, or she's off the telly and everyone thinks she's just gone a bit bonkers because she keeps rambling on about goblins. That would be quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
funny.
like long form joke and like payoff that you want. Not Mafferty.
No, I agree. How did we get onto this? Charlie Brooker is a great shout. Charlie Brooker is also on my list. But yeah, I think he's maybe a bit. I think maybe he's gettable now. I think now Black Mirror is sort of past its peak.
Yes.
In terms of popularity, I think it's fair to go. He might be on the lookout for like the odd thing here and there. I'm surprised he's not. I assume he's been approached, but he's been just busy with Black Mirror. But I'm surprised there's not been a film. Like he's not been approached for a film script, or he's not worked on a film script, or they've not done a Black Mirror film yet. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I suppose they're all just sort of mini short films in and of themselves, but yeah, I guess I'm surprised that well hasn't been drained yet. But shall I do another one? Have you got anything else to say on Charlie Brooker?
No, you go for it.
I'll go. Let's just keep on the dream category for now. I've got a few more names here. Probably quite a divisive one, and I think this is probably out of all of them the most unrealistic. But again, I am aware that he is a huge Doctor Who fan, and he's shouted out Doctor Who in multiple interviews. So, Rian Johnson, if you ever want to come and do a bit of Doctor Who, I'd love that. I would. I'd really like Rian Johnson, because I think he's sort of quite similar to a Chris Chibnall in that he juggles his love of sci-fi and murder mysteries, and I think sci-fi murder mysteries is just Doctor Who bread and butter, really, and I love that. I'm a staunch defender of The Last Jedi. Not even a defender. It's in my opinion the best Star Wars film. So fight me on that. I don't know how you feel about The Last Jedi. I can never gauge what people think of it.
I will say I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy anyway. But I do think that The Last Jedi is definitely the strongest of the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
And chances any of the prequels.
Correct. Good. I'm glad. I can absolutely see an argument for the original trilogy being better. I think maybe the original trilogy, there's better Star Wars films in there. But I think The Last Jedi might be the best film. Like, I'm
with you.
Yeah. If you get what I mean. But yeah, and then you've got Knives Out and also Breaking Bad. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Which will be mentioned again at some point. But yeah, I mean, maybe Shall I just burn 3 names right now?
I mean,
all at once. That's right. While we're on Breaking Bad, while I've mentioned Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan, actually probably more unlikely than Rian Johnson, I would imagine, because Vince Gilligan could write a phone book and I would lap it up, probably, in my eyes, one of the greatest TV writers who's ever lived. The Shakespeare of TV. No, he's just like Breaking Bad, and then you go and make Better Call. Like, you make what is widely regarded as usually in the top 3 greatest TV shows of all time, and then you make a spin-off, which a lot of people now say might be better. Like,
insane.
And then you go away for a bit, and then you're like, I'm going to make a really weird high concept sci-fi series. Like, okay, absolutely, because I obsessed with the first series of Pluribus. I thought it was, again, amazing telly. I just love everything that Vince Gilligan touches, basically. So, yeah, Vince Gilligan, Rian Johnson, and Gordon Smith, who has also written for Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, and Pluribus.
Mm-hmm.
And he worked as a producer on Better Call Saul.
Right.
But what one did he write? Chicanery. Have you seen Better Call Saul? Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I've not. I've seen Breaking Bad. I've not seen all of Better Call Saul. I think I might have only seen the first season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was like that for a while. And I think I'd watched the first series twice and I really couldn't vibe with it as much as Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then, almost in a hilarious sense, because everyone would say about Breaking Bad, just get past the first series and then you're into the great stuff. It's even more true with Better Call Saul. But yeah, Chicanery is, I would say, up there with the Hill House episode that I mentioned earlier as one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen.
Wow.
And yeah, Gordon Smith wrote that. So Gordon Smith, Vince Gilligan, and Rian Johnson are my Breaking Bad trio there that are all going in. And they're all not going to do it. They're never going to touch Doctor Who. Absolutely fair enough. You're making some of the best shit that's ever been made on planet Earth. You go for it, guys. But Rian Johnson is, I think, probably the best suited out of all those three, because he's done the sci-fi, he's done murder mystery, and I think if you get those two nailed, you can basically just mash the two together and make a great Doctor Who episode. You could make like a great Tom Baker style mystery of the week kind of episode, and it's going to be great. And I just love. I think the Knives Out films are just wonderful, sort of little showcases fun. Of his. Yeah, they're really fun, and again, just range, like the range of those, like, and it sort of proves, because Benoit Blanc is quite a doctorish character. Yeah, when you think about it, like he is quite doctorish, and the fact that he just gets taken and dropped into these different scenarios and adapts to those scenarios, like they're three very, very different films that are all murder mysteries, but they sort of play with different genres, they play with different visual looks and visual styles, and Benoit Blanc is somehow consistent through all three, but is a completely unrecognisable in all three as well. So he does adapt. So yeah, I think he'd be a good fit. I think he'd be a very, very good fit. Out of those three, he's the most. He's probably more likely, but also he's probably the most famous out of the three, or infamous if you're a Last Jedi hater, and like being wrong.
No, I think that's a great. Wow, all three of those guys. Yeah, that's a great shout.
Well, there we go. We burnt through a chunk of my list there. So
big.
Then we can move away from Josh's dreamland soon and get back to some more realistic shouts.
Okay, I've got three writers here that have, as I was saying at the start, have done TV, but also quite a lot of theatre stuff.
Yes. Okay. Exciting.
So, the first one is James Graham, who TV stuff he's done. Sherwood, the BBC crime series. He did Brian and Maggie on Channel 4, which was like the relationship between Thatcher and this interviewer.
Yeah.
He did Dear England, the play, and then that's recently been adapted for BBC,
which I've not watched yet. It's on my list to watch. I've been fascinated by. Oh, he did Quiz. I really liked Quiz. Quiz was great. So he's good with a historical setting, isn't he? Obviously, the Crown.
Yeah. I think he did an episode of the Crown. I mean, I've got a note here. I've just put, like, my favourite thing about him is that he takes sort of complex, like, historical stories or events or real events, I should say, and turns them into accessible drama, but without losing any of that nuance. Like, it's not, he doesn't take it and make it black and white. he somehow makes it digestible for an audience, but it's still got all of the interesting meat in there and all of that moral grey and complexity and layers and stuff. Because there's a play that he did called Punch, which it's basically about two guys that get into a bar fight, and this one guy throws a punch and he kills the dude. He gets done for manslaughter, and the play is essentially about the repercussions of that, and also the relationship that he forms, the relationship and like dynamic between him and the victim's mother. It's a really interesting sort of little character piece, and it's got some like really interesting themes. I think he's like a very like politically motivated writer. Which obviously would have no place in Doctor Who, because that Doctor Who's not a political show at all.
Absolutely, it's not a political show in the slightest.
No politics, please.
Well, I'm looking at like I'm seeing Brexit, the Uncivil War, which I have heard of, which is that's Benedict Cumberbatch's Dominic Cummings. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Before we all really knew who Dominic Cummings was. Before, what was the castle he went to? He went to a castle, didn't he?
Yes.
Anyway.
Just to test his eyes.
Wow, what a throwback! 6 years ago. But topical references. No, I really like that. That's a really good shout, and I do really like the idea of pulling writers from theatre. I think that's a really interesting thing to do. And you've actually just made me think of another person that I would throw in there, actually, who's a theatre person who is not on my list. This is we'll put this as an honourable mention, but Danny Robbins, who is the guy from Uncanny, is what he's most known for. But he's actually a really good writer, because he wrote 222, the play, which I enjoyed. But also he's done a couple of audio dramas for the BBC that are sort of like half uncanny, but then they've dramatised the events of the haunting and things like that. I think it's called The Witch Farm, and he's doing a TV adaptation of it.
Okay.
So I think I'd like to see that first. And see how he fares with TV, but I could see him doing like it'd be fun to give him like a ghosty setup in Doctor Who and see if he could make it work. But this like I said, James Graham is someone I've not seen much of, unfortunately. Like I think the only thing that I can confidently say I've seen here is Quiz. Which is obviously the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire cheating scandal series, which was really, really good. I really enjoyed that. And that was also inspired by a play, which I didn't know. So, I could absolutely get on board with that. Very, very intrigued. Oh, The Way. I feel like I started The Way and I never finished it. That feels quite a Doctor Who-y sort of adjacent thing. Sort of sci-fi fantasy type thing, isn't it? I believe quite fantasy.
It's got that sort of tone vibe.
Yeah. Well, that is a good name. That's a really good name to throw in there. I like that.
And he's also apparently a fan of the show. So
another one, another fan. It's really funny because I feel like everything that everyone's been saying recently has been, get someone who's not a fan, and I feel like nearly everybody we've said so far is a fan of Doctor Who.
They're a fan of the show, get them in.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually got anyone who is sort of on record as being a fan of the show anymore. So other than the names I've already said. So, shall I go for another one?
You go for it.
Fly through it. Okay. I've still got a couple of dream ones left.
Go on.
This is one that has been has been mooted recently, and I'm on record as saying this, and it helps that I'm currently rewatching the TV show that makes me want this. It is Star Wars adjacent. The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars film, but it doesn't mean that it's the best Star Wars.
I know exactly where this is
Andor
going.
exists. And get me Tony Gilroy writing Doctor Who, because if you don't want your Doctor Who political, you ain't going to like Tony Gilroy. You're not going to like that, because he, that is... Maybe if we get Tony Gilroy and James Graham in the same room, it's going to be the wokest shit you've ever seen. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
It would be like biting political commentary. Yeah,
so good. I mean, one thing is, actually no, right. I've said 3 Americans up. I've said 4 Americans already. That is one of my only things. Is like, I've sort of loosened on the Doctor being played by someone who's not British, and I don't really mind too much. But I do love Doctor Who as a vehicle for British writers to get their way. I think it's nice that now that you have Star Wars shows, it'd be nice if Star Wars and Star Trek can cover the Americans, and this can cover the Brits. But sometimes you just get someone who's too good to turn down, and Tony Gilroy would be too good to turn down.
I agree.
I'm rewatching the first series of Andor after binging 3 series of The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, which felt like it felt like, I don't know. It felt like a sentence. It felt like I have done a crime, and this is my penance, is having to watch.
I really perversely quite enjoyed watching your slow sort of deterioration over watching these through your tweets.
Yeah,
just
over many weeks and months, because I left myself with an episode and a half of The Mandalorian before I went on my honeymoon, and then I came back after 2 weeks, and I'm like, I didn't care then. I care a lot less now after 2 weeks, and I'm like, it's so strange to watch 3 series of a TV show, and bar 3 characters, I genuinely instantly forgot the names of half of the cast, and I am now, as dessert, as a reward to myself for getting through all of that, I'm rewatching Series 1 of Andor.
As you should. Because
it's gold standard sci-fi, gold standard Star Wars, and gold standard television. And yeah, there's characters in that you meet for upwards of 5 minutes that are infinitely more memorable than characters that are in nearly every episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because it's written quite well by Tony Gilroy.
I think that's fair to say.
And also directed by Doctor Who alumni.
Yeah,
Toby Haynes. Toby Haynes, who is like, I mean, what a CV. By the way, like every time I see Toby Haynes, it's like, oh, he did Being Human, Doctor Who, Sherlock, Black Mirror, Utopia, and Andor. Jesus Christ, like
that is stacked.
That's a stacked. Oh, and sorry, MI High, one of the greatest TV shows ever made, of course.
The real jewel in the crown of his career.
The real jewel in the crown is MI High and 1 episode of Hollyoaks. But yeah, no, I don't really need to say much more about Tony Gilroy. He's just really, really good. It'd be more of a. I think it would probably be more of a showrunner situation than a guest writer. I think if we're getting him, give him the keys and let him cook. Basically, let him cook for a while. give him the keys to the kingdom. Let him bring in a couple of extra writers to fill in the gaps. Yeah. Let him show run the thing. Give it to him. Like I would be absolutely fine with that. Like I said, maybe he wouldn't be a good fit, but I think it would never be boring. That's the key thing I can say. Maybe it wouldn't be like, oh, maybe he's not a 1-for-1 fit for Doctor Who. Maybe Doctor Who would have to change to meet Tony Gilroy. Mm-hmm. But you cannot say that it would be boring, really.
No, absolutely. I mean, yeah. Hard agree. I am gonna... Let's have a look.
I've just had a notification that Says Who podcast has just been released, so very exciting.
My God.
I'll listen to that when I'm done with this rubbish.
This old rubbish. I don't even know what this is. I've been saving this one because I feel like this is one that has been thrown around a lot in the whole like showrunner discussion. And I know that there were rumours and leaks about this individual. I personally think maybe not a showrunner, but for like a guest episode or 2, 3, Jack Thorne.
Jack Thorne. I knew you were about to say Jack Thorne. Jack Thorne is on my list.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big fan. I am open to a showrunner gig for Jack Thorne personally. Mm-hmm. I mean, one problem is I've just gone on his IMDb. He has 12 upcoming projects. He's a bit busy at the minute.
Little bit.
Jesus Christ, he is doing so much stuff. But yeah, he's good, isn't he?
He's
like
so good.
He's like the most stereotypical name that you could go, oh yeah, this guy should run Doctor Who next.
Mm.
But that's because he's good. Like he is. Like I don't think. Like we've mentioned people like Vince Gilligan,
mm-hmm.
has basically got like a perfect like filmography for me. Like he has never made anything bad. I'm sure Jack Thorne has made bad things. Oh, I know for a fact that he worked on.
I was going to say
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, so he has definitely made bad things. But the amount of stuff he's worked on is insane because he's got 51 credits in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like Jesus. That's an insane rate of writing.
And like a lot of that is like series that he's created as well.
Like,
it's not
it's like eight like 4 episode runs, 6 episode runs, mm-hmm. a 22 episode run in the middle there of his. I mean, like just to go through the things that stand out to me in his like filmography, Shameless, Skins, and This Is England are all. Mm-hmm. Like just, I know people don't rate Skin. I rate Skins, like especially as like a breeding ground for like the 2010s writers that I think and talent. It's obviously worked talent wise because like
look how many of them.
There's like multiple Oscar nominees in there. Like it's ridiculous. One little underrated one, which I remember watching when it first came out, and I feel like no one has mentioned since. Did you ever watch The Fades?
No.
It was It was like a sci-fi. It was like a young adult sort of fantasy horror sci-fi thing. I think it was on BBC Three.
This does look familiar, actually.
Yeah, it was like a short 7 episode. Daniel Kaluuya's in it,
mm-hmm.
And I remember watching that then and think that was 2011, and I remember thinking, oh, this guy should write for Doctor Who. So this is like 15 years in the making, basically. But after that, like there are so many things on here. Kiri, great series. The Virtues, I've not watched, but I've heard incredible things about.
Yeah, same.
Like Enola Holmes, we won't hold everything against him. His Dark Materials is fantastic, and that was when Bad Wolf came in. I mean, before Bad Wolf came in, I was shouting, "Get Bad Wolf," because I remember being on Mr. TARDIS's. Yeah, I remember being on Mr. TARDIS's stream and saying, I think it was just after Bad Wolf got announced. No, it can't have been. No, it was before that because I wasn't in this house. So it was it was way before, and I remember saying, "Get Bad Wolf to make Doctor Who."
Yeah.
Because his Dark Materials is fantastic. Get this team to make Doctor Who. We got Bad Wolf. We just didn't really get that team making Doctor Who.
Yeah.
We got the old team with Bad Wolf making Doctor Who. But yeah, his Dark Materials fantastic. Adolescence, not my favourite, but I can't. Episode, was it episode 3? The interview episode with the psychologist. That's just that is fantastic writing. I can't argue with that. So yeah, crazy credits.
Insane.
I think he is literally just, you look at him and you go, of course he could write Doctor Who. I'm sure he could do a great one-off episode. I'm sure he could do a great mini-series. I'm sure he could do a great spin-off. I'm sure he could do a great crack at showrunning it. And I think everything he touches seems to work pretty well and seems to be successful. So there's obviously a reason for that. People like his writing. People like the stuff he does. And I think, maybe the problem is that he's doing so many things at the minute, including writing all 4 Beatles biopics. So
insane.
That's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot. It's a fair amount of work. Something that I like about his writing, because obviously, Adolescence was the thing that kind of made people sit up and go, "Oh, who's this guy?"
And then they go back and they go, "Oh, it's this guy who wrote everything that I've liked for the past 15 years." Basically, he's written loads of good stuff. We've just not really heard his name before.
Yeah, but I think because Adolescence is so, and I guess stuff like This Is England and Shameless, it's very rooted in character and nuance and all of that. I think he does character-driven drama really well.
Yeah.
But I think he applies that to the more genre stuff that he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
His Dark Materials. He did a stage adaptation of have you ever seen Let the Right One In?
No. I've heard of it.
It's a Swedish novel. And then they made a Swedish film and then an English language film, directed by Matt Reeves, actually. Yeah.
Well, I'm in. I'm already
pretty
in.
good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But then they did a stage adaptation of it that Jack Thorne wrote, and it's great. It's interesting seeing that amount of because it's if you say, oh, it's about a vampire, it's a vampire horror story, you kind of don't expect the amount of thematic weight to it and substance, and it's I mean, obviously part of that is to credit the original author of the book, and but yeah, I remember seeing that and being I really like this guy. And sort of started following and felt very vindicated when Adolescence came out and everybody went, "Oh my god, this guy's really good," and I was like, "Yes, I know." Thank you.
Yeah, and that was the thing for me, was I was like, I'd sort of been ringing the Jack Thorne bell for quite a while after just really liking a lot of his early work and then loving his Dark Materials, and I just feel like every couple of years he's got a new mini-series out that just is oh, this is really, really strong. And then Adolescence came out and I just didn't I thought it was incredibly well made. It just didn't land with me in the same way that it landed with other people, I don't think. But then in that you've got that some incredible filmmaking, and that episode 3 for me was like, Jesus Christ, that is powerful and
it's definitely
amazing stuff.
Out.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I think he is the most obvious name, and he's the one that's been thrown around a lot recently, and I think it's for a reason.
Yeah,
I think it's for a reason, and I think maybe there's another world where he takes on Doctor Who after Chibnall, and it's a very different world, but I'd be intrigued to see what it's like. Like if he, I think maybe he wouldn't have wanted to go straight from his Dark Materials into another long-running science fiction fantasy show with the same production staff. Like he wanted to do different stuff, evidently, because he's done quite a wide variety of things since then, and is now in Beatles mode, which I'm very excited for, because I think he's like, when I think about Shameless Skins and This Is England, Jack Thorne writing Beatles biopics.
The Beatles, yeah,
really, really clicks in my, because the humour, I feel like he could really nail the Beatles humour. He should have done the Devil's Chord. Let's get him in for the Devil's Chord, and then we could have some good Beatles, things.
Good Beatles Who.
But yeah, no, we've had a lot of these are the same.
Yeah,
a lot of these. We've really done some parallel thinking. I wonder if we now divert a bit more, because I've got probably a few more not out there names really. Well, my last, I don't really have much to say on my last dream one, so I'll throw that out there.
Okay.
It's pretty self-explanatory, and they're never going to do Doctor Who, but it's Alex Garland, and I know a lot of people got a bit sniffy about Alex Garland at times, but the two 28 Years Later films blew my mind.
I'm still yet to see 28 Years, either one of them. I've not seen either, and
I've not seen either.
No.
His best work by far. All right, 28 Days Later, incredible. Sunshine's
incredible. Like,
yeah, so good. Ex Machina, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Also really good. I've not seen Annihilation.
I didn't really gel with Annihilation, but I know people.
Did you
really,
not? Okay.
I know people really liked it, and I get the appeal. It just didn't quite.
Intrigued. Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. I remember people raving about his series Devs, but I've not seen that yet.
No,
and apparently people love that. And then I think he went on the run that made people not like him as much, which was Men, Civil War, and Warfare, which I've not seen any of them, so I can't really comment. But then he dropped 2 stone cold heaters on us with Danny Boyle and Nia DaCosta. So, those 28 Years Later films are 2 of the best British. I mean, I'd say the first one is better. I think it edges it for me, and I think it's one of the best British films ever made. I think it's it was instantly one of my favourite films of all time. I just, it blew me away, and I saw it last year, and then went in, did the double bill.
Did you do the double? Yeah, I
did the double bill for the release of The Bone Temple, and then The Bone Temple blew me away as well. So yeah, beautiful films, really, really beautiful. But yeah, I don't really have much to add on that. He's good at sci-fi, he's good at horror, he makes them quite funny as well. Like, there's a lot of humour in his scripts. Yeah, I'd love to see him and Danny Boyle tackle Doctor Who. That would be fascinating. That would really fascinate me. I mean, Danny Boyle tackling Doctor Who visually would blow my tiny mind, I think.
I'd love to see
but that's the last of my dream ones. That's the last of the ones that I deem to be unrealistic, really.
That's a good... Yeah, I like that. Alex Garland.
Yeah. I feel like it works. It fits, doesn't it?
It does.
It just
It
fits.
definitely fits.
But he'll never do it. He'll never do it. He'll never do it.
I've got another one here that, again, I don't really have much to say about, but it's another one that always comes up. The Inside Number 9 guys, Reece Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton.
Oh, how did I not write them down? Oh my God. I knew. I was like, I know that there is going to be a TV show that I am obsessed with. I mean, Inside Number 9 is one of my favourite TV shows of all time.
So good.
And I knew there was something that was going to pop up. I mean, they've both been in Doctor Who. So
they have. Yep.
They're both fans. So, and I think I'd be quite shocked if they're not pitching. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see them go, we could have a go at that. But I don't know, maybe after 9 series of Inside Number 9, they're a bit like, let's do... I mean, Doctor Who is very different to Inside Number 9, but maybe they're like, let's do something wildly different. That's a great shout. That is such a good shout, though. Such a good shout.
Because they do horror and comedy, which, and a perfect blend of the two. And I think there's a real, like, razor sharp, like, plotting and pacing. Obviously, the whole thing with Number 9 is that they've got the, like, self-imposed limitations. With it being, every story is a bottle episode. That could come in quite handy when you're writing for a TV show with maybe not the biggest budget.
Absolutely. I think they could pitch a really cheap version of Doctor Who that would be really, really good.
Yeah.
I think the BBC might think that maybe the BBC will go to them and just be like,
lads, can you just
do that?
knock us something up?
Do that again?
Yeah.
I completely agree with you on all of that. The one thing I will say as well is, like you said there, horror, perfect. Comedy, perfect. The other element that is now key to Doctor Who, especially in New Who, is the emotional side of things. And I think they're really underrated in that aspect of, like, it blows my mind that we sit and we have the same conversations as Doctor Who fans about run times and about 45-minute episodes not being long enough to connect to characters. And yes, Doctor Who deals with some very, very big ideas that it also has to explain, and it also has to keep ongoing characters moving whilst introducing a new cast basically every week. But then you watch Inside Number 9, and in half an hour, like 5 minutes into a half an hour episode, they will have you so emotionally invested in some of these characters, or so, like, hating someone so much or loving someone so much. And there's Inside Number 9 episodes that have had me sobbing in uncontrollable ways and really emotionally gut punching. And I think in the horror and the comedy, that sometimes gets lost, that they are really good at that. Like, they're great at drama as well as the horror and the comedy. Like, the drama is the thing that glues those two together for me. Like, and if they didn't do that, they'd just be funny little vignettes. But some episodes of Inside Number 9 are, like, again, up there with the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. So, yeah, I think they're really underrated in that regard, and I'd love to see them have a crack at an episode of Doctor Who. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Well, I'll this is a funny link, because it is ridiculous that I didn't think of them, and maybe this is a testament to Steve Pemberton as an actor, because I think he's just a bit of a chameleon, and I feel like I never really clock that it's Steve Pemberton, because he's really good at just looking like an ordinary man that just blends. I've spent all day watching Happy Valley and watching Steve Pemberton in Happy Valley whilst I've been sat there going, people who could write for Doctor Who, whilst I'm looking at Steve Pemberton and completely ignoring it. But anyway, while I mention Happy Valley, Sally Wainwright is pretty much always top of my list for Doctor Who. I think she is one of my all-time favourite TV writers, and she's really like from that Russell T Davies breed of blending, really adding the drama into kitchen sinks, and she's just got how people talk. Like she can, like, it's such an underrated ability to just understand how human beings talk. And I think it's where so many writers fall down, and there's great writers who I love and adore whose characters do not talk like human beings, and that is fine, because sometimes it works. A lot of the time Stephen Moffat's characters, I feel like, do not talk like real human beings. It works in a Stephen Moffat world. That's absolutely fine. But if one of those characters walked in through the door, or if you walk past them in the street, you're like, that what are you talking about? Like, if you had a conversation with them in the pub, you'd be like, you're weird, mate. You're weird. Like, if I met Rory Williams in the pub, I'd be like, you're quite strange. Like, I really like you, but you're quite strange. Whereas you meet Jackie Tyler in a pub, it's
I feel like I have met Jackie Tyler. Like,
I have met Jackie Tyler. Jackie Tyler is, she's basically everyone's mum. So she is mother. But Sally Wainwright has that nailed. And I mean, one series that I always wax lyric about as some of the best writing and acting I've seen on just UK terrestrial TV is Scott and Bailey. One of the most underrated crime series of all time. It's so good. And I mean, those two central actors, it's two of the best actors working in Britain.
And like such chemistry. And I know that's, because you go, oh, well, they're both incredible actors. But like, and I know that both Saran Jones and Leslie Sharp could probably have chemistry with a brick wall. But like,
exactly,
when you add two actors of that caliber in and they just click. Man. I think those scripts are just watertight. Like, it's just some of the, like, and Sally Wainwright, like, she's done other stuff as well that I've loved. I mean, like I said, I've spent most of today rewatching Happy Valley, which is just, again, just incredible TV, gold standard British TV. And I went to a screenwriting course a while back in Norwich, and they were like, look, I'm showing you a lot. They were showing a lot of like clips from like Hollywood films of like, this is how you do it. This is how you do this. This is how you do this. And basically the only clip that was from a TV show was Happy Valley. And it was the opening scene of Happy Valley. And he said, this is the single greatest way to introduce character I've ever seen. It is you cannot introduce a character better than this. You are 4 minutes in and you know this person inside out. Like, you know this person inside out, but the exposition of who they are, their family, what they are, is built into the narrative. It's funny, it's got tension, but the tension doesn't harm the comedy doesn't harm the tension. It's just like, bam, pitch perfect. Don't
fuck about. here's your main character.
Yeah.
This is the woman you're going to be spending 3 series with. Strap in. And it's fantastic. She's... And I just think Sally Wainwright, again, I would love to hear the Doctor have that sort of blasé, sarcastic... She'd be great with Christopher Eccleston. I would love to have seen Sally Wainwright get a Series 1 episode, because with that cast of characters, her writing for Jackie Tyler would be incredible. Her writing for Christopher Eccleston's Doctor would be bang on. Like, so maybe the boat has gone, but I would love... Again, she's a dream showrunner for me. I think if we're looking at the first female showrunner of New Who, she is my absolute shoo-in, and I think she's realistic. I think she's a good get. I think she's got the pedigree of British TV. She's done the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's done the soaps. She's done everything. She's done everything that you can do. And I think it's a shame that, like, I think she did Renegade Nell for Disney, which didn't do very well, but I think it got decent reviews, but just wasn't very successful. But as we know, as Doctor Who fans, that can happen on Disney Plus, which I've not watched that yet. But again, I've heard great things about Riot Women. I've heard great things about Gentleman Jack. I've just not got around to them yet. But yeah, I think she is. She's banging. I'm all in on Sally Wainwright for Doctor Who, to be honest. She might be my top pick out of all of these.
Interesting. I mean, yeah. That's... I can't fault you there. Okay, so there's one here that I'm probably least familiar with their work from all the ones that I've got on this list.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they just fit. And it's Grant Morrison.
I am exactly the same. I nearly put Grant Morrison on my list, but the reason I didn't put them on is because I'm not familiar with their work. But I am all in on Grant Morrison. I have a friend who I work for, and we've been friends since high school. Owen likes comics on YouTube. Big comic book YouTuber, and that we bond often over. Even though Owen hates Doctor Who and refuses to watch Doctor Who, we bond often over the idea of Grant Morrison doing Doctor Who. And they've pitched a version of the show before. Have you seen that? They've pitched with Ben Wheatley. I mean, I love Ben Wheatley as well, so that would be a dream for me. But yeah, no, I am with you on, like, I'm not particularly familiar with Grant Morrison's work, but what I do know about Grant Morrison, and like all of I've probably seen a lot of superhero films where the basis of those films, I'm just not a big comics guy, but it is from Grant Morrison's work, and all of the ones that I seem to remember looking and seeing Grant Morrison's name attached as, like, this bit's from this comic, I always think, these are like my favourites. So it's all the good stuff that I like. So yeah, that's a good shout. That's a really, really good shout. And again, coming from a different medium always fascinates me. So getting someone in from the world of comics and putting them into Doctor Who. Yeah,
like what I know of their work and what I have read, very like surrealist, kind of trippy, like very sort of like abstract concepts, but like at the heart of it, there's just quite a simple emotional hook, which I think is based. That's Doctor Who all over. It's kind of Doctor Who, isn't it? So, doing loads of weird shit, and then at the end, like, you know, it's the heart of it. Yeah, like absolutely. And yeah, having, you know, give me some kind of like mind robber kind of story, like, I don't know, Extremis. Well, like, I'm intrigued because I've never, because Grant Morrison has done Doctor Who,
Doctor Who comic strips for Doctor Who magazine in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So years, 40 years ago, basically. I'm fascinated to check them out because I'm pretty sure Frobisher's in them. In at least one of them. And I don't wait. Is Frobisher? No, surely that's too early for Frobisher. Or was Frobisher from Doctor Who magazine first?
Yeah, Frobisher's from Doctor Who magazine.
Oh, and then went to Big Finish. Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go then. So, So Grant Morrison wrote for Frobisher. That's.
I mean, if that's not enough,
that's the gold standard. There you go. That's all you need. I've just been reminded of my favourite fact, which is that Rob Shearman believes that Wilf is Frobisher, which is one of my favourite little stupid tidbits ever. He just said he said that he always thought that Bernard Cribbins would be a really good casting for Frobisher, and then Bernard Cribbins got cast in a show, and then he said, well, maybe it makes sense that Donna's granddad is a shape-shifting penguin. Why not? So.
Why not? Exactly that. Why not?
No, Grant Morrison is a very good pick. I like that one. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
And bring Ben Wheatley back. Ben Wheatley can come as well, because Ben Wheatley we got Ben Wheatley directing. I'd like to see Ben Wheatley have a crack at writing an episode as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
or both.
Why not? Yeah, both. Bit of both. Bring some of that Meg energy.
Love to see Ben Wheatley back. Yeah.
So good. I really, really want Ben Wheatley on the podcast. Ben Wheatley, this doesn't have to stay in. Ben Wheatley is now up there as one of my new dream Who Knew guests.
He'd be so great to chat to.
If anyone can make that happen, please help me get Ben Wheatley on, because I'd love to chat to him.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, let's get that going.
Let's make it happen. Okay, I'll go for this one because I like this one. This is a bit more of a. I feel like you wouldn't think this would go, but I think there's a logic to it, and I think it works. My next one is Lisa McGee, who is the creator and showrunner of Derry Girls.
Derry Girls, right?
Derry Girls is basically a perfect sitcom. It's basically a perfect comedy show. I think it's the closest thing that this next generation is going to get to the In-Betweeners. Yeah. And I think it's better than the In-Betweeners, in my opinion, which is a bold statement, I think, because I think, for our generation, the In-Betweeners is sort of mega.
Yeah.
I think
I'd agree.
Yeah, it's incredible. Derry Girls is just, again, it's sort of just that perfect breeding ground for comedy and heart and emotion, and it'll make you cry, it'll make you laugh your absolute tits off. And I also think she's proven to be able to bake herself into a historical setting to such a beautifully detailed degree. Like every time you're watching Derry Girls, you are just transported back to the 90s.
Yeah,
and you are right there, and it sort of surrounds you in that world of the Troubles and all that. And
you never question it, do you? Whilst you watch it,
no, you don't. Yeah, no, the illusion never really drops because the characters are so well written. Again, she is just in sort of similar territory to a few of the others that we've said here. Like she's similar to Sally Wainwright in the fact that, again, she knows how to write people, and but in a much more silly way. Like she really can tap into the silliness of a human being. And yeah, I think she'd be great for a one-off episode. And I think you give her an Irish story, give her a story that is close to her heart.
Absolutely.
Give her. She can write whatever she wants. I'm not going to pigeonhole her into just write. You can only write something in Ireland. But no, I think, like a historical, she'd be great at. But yeah, no, I just think she's just a prime candidate. Also, I didn't realise until I looked her up before, is that she also wrote for Being Human, which again is a prime hunting ground for Doctor Who writers. Like that's a great breeding ground, because you've got Toby Whithouse, you've got Jamie Matheson is the other one that I was going to say. And I'm sure there's other Doctor Who writers in there. I'm pretty sure Sarah Dollard might have written an episode for
I think you're right.
Being Human as well. So I think she's proven she can do, sci-fi, fantasy, monster of the week, drop in for an episode, pick up these characters, run with it, do your one weekly episode and go.
Absolutely.
And then she's come back like 10 years later and delivered an all-timer in Derry Girls. So she's just a really solid, good, makes sense for me kind of pick.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I also, I know you were saying like I don't want to pigeonhole her, but I would love to see an historical story set in Ireland, because I was thinking about this. I don't think that I can't remember why I was. It might have been earlier in the year, and I was looking at maybe doing a review, like planning out the pod schedule, and I was like, oh, maybe we'll do like an Irish story for St. Patrick's Day. I've got Irish heritage, love Paddy's Day, let's do it. And I was like, there aren't any Doctor Who stories, like on TV anyway.
Nothing
set in Ireland.
That's funny, isn't it? It's weird that.
Like the only thing I could think of is the start of Ascension of the Cybermen.
Oh yeah, that's the
whole
only
Brendan thing.
Yeah, that is weird, because it just feels like such a logical. Like I'm just thinking about the logistics of Doctor Who. It feels like such a logical, cheap option for Doctor Who to do.
Yeah,
like it just feels like, oh, you get to get something that isn't it. It's not England. It's not a quarry in Cardiff, and it's not London. It's something different, but it's like it's like half an hour away on a plane. Like it's not.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of the logistical issues that you have, like when you're filming in like South Africa or Spain or whatever, wherever they go, or Australia.
Exactly.
So I am shocked that they've not done Ireland yet. Yeah, they should do.
Yeah,
should absolutely. I think that would be like a really good thing to do with whenever the new version of Doctor Who appears, is explore a bit more of the world, because they've been fan favourites. Like we go to alien planets a lot, but there's so much of Earth that hasn't been explored in Doctor Who, and so many other cultures that haven't been explored. Like, and I get that it's a bit of a nightmare when you're trying to do it on a budget, and you can't fly everyone out to Japan, or you can't fly everyone out to Africa. It's like it's going to be your more expensive episode, probably production wise. But I think Demons of the Punjab is a highlight.
Yep.
Soaring the Engine is a highlight. And also Soaring the Engine, I'm pretty sure doesn't film in Lagos. They filmed that in Cardiff.
I was going to say they put it in the...
They captured Africa like pretty well. They captured Nigeria pretty well. So I think they should try and do more of that stuff, and they should bring in. This is the. This is quite it would suit as a closing statement, and I have got more names to say, but I think the best Doctor Who writers that I'm excited about are the ones I don't know yet. That's the ones that get me excited. So of all of these names, I'd love them all to write for Doctor Who, but there is probably a writer in Japan that understands Japanese culture that would write an incredible episode of Doctor Who set in Japan or somewhere like that. Or there's someone who's British with Japanese heritage, like Inu Elams, who is obviously British with African heritage, and I just think the Chibnall era was great for that. The Chibnall era was great for bringing in
absolutely
sort of a diverse range of voices, and obviously Series 2 was as well. of Russell's era. It was just they had less episodes to play with, and obviously, I think if it had continued, I like to think Russell would have probably written less and less, and given more slots to other writers. I think that's a key thing going forward. And that's where the showrunner is key to that, really, as to what their approach is, because sometimes you get a showrunner who's like, I will write the whole thing. Yeah. And that's good. I like that. But also I just think there's a beautiful thing in Doctor Who's variety of 1 week. It is basically a completely different show, written by a different person,
that's the appeal,
exploring a different culture. Yeah, exactly. So, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see where that goes. But I think that is just an important thing to say. Is like the writers that I want for Doctor Who are either people that I haven't heard of yet, or there's so many great, talented people in the fandom that are ready to sort of be that next generation of, the Moffats, the Russells, and I think it's great that this new pool is a lot more diverse, and there's a lot of different voices from entirely different backgrounds, whether that's different classes and different parts of the UK, different parts of the world, different races, different sexualities. Sorry, that was a really... I don't know where that tangent came from. But
no.
There you go.
I mean, I couldn't have put it better myself.
That's my main answer out of all of these. Then it's Sally Wainwright. Then just give me Sally Wainwright, basically.
Amazing. I mean, do you want to fire like a quick fire? That's the word I'm looking for. A little quick fire.
I'll quick fire.
We'll throw a few out.
I'll quick fire a couple. I've got a couple here that I don't know how they'd work. If they'd work, I'd just be interested to see it. Okay. So my one author, who I don't know, I've only listened to the audiobook of one of their books recently for a book club that I'm in while I was on holiday, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I also just thought it had loads of it. I don't think the book was perfect, but I saw loads of potential in the writer of like, you've got a concept here, and you've scraped every bit of the jar to get the potential, the interesting potential out of this idea. Like, so the author is called Kaliane Bradley, and the book is The Ministry of Time.
Oh, okay,
which you heard of it? I
have heard of this.
Yeah. So basically, the setup. I won't go too much into spoilers, but the setup is that the British government in the near future have access to time travel. Won't get into how that's part of the plot. But the Ministry of Time is essentially like the Ministry of Defence. Like it's a government funded, like taxpayer funded department that is pretty secret still. And what they do is they pluck like 5 or 6 people out of time who they know were going to die or were like presumed missing. They pull them out at the end of their life cycle and they plop them in modern day Britain, and they pair them up with basically like a guide who is like their handler to help them adjust, and they basically they call them expats, and they try and integrate these people from various points in history into modern day. So it's basically that episode of Torchwood. Is it called? Out of Time?
Out of Time.
Yeah, it's Out of Time. Yeah. So it's that episode of Torchwood, but expanded upon massively, and they go into all the nitty gritty of like
that's such a
what
fun
happens.
Premise.
Yeah, it's like what happens when a woman from the Plague era discovers Tinder. Like, how do you explain Love Island to a man from the 1840s? Like, but then there's like you've got funny setups like that, but then there's loads of interesting dramatic potential because obviously you've got the difference, just all of these differences in culture, and you've got the culture clashes of political correctness and racism and homophobia, which you have to, that's part of the handler's job, is to tackle. Okay, right. We have to integrate them into society. We need to make sure that they get this, and that their ideas of, traditional British values that aren't here anymore. Like, and that it's very different now. So it was just, like I said, it was really well written. I wouldn't call it a perfect book by any means. Like, it had its flaws, but it was really well written in the sense that, like I said, I think there was not a stone unturned really in the premise. I didn't get to the end, where I feel like you do sometimes with Doctor Who, where you go almost like, that's a good idea, burn. Like, you've done it, but you've not. Oh, that would have been really interesting to look at, but we've not got the time to do that. So I think Kaliane Bradley, well done. There's a lot of I can't envisage. I don't know if she's a Doctor Who fan. I can't envisage a world where she's not, because there's so many just little nods. Like, I mean, there's a character called the Brigadier in it. Like, I feel like the Brigadier is a word that you don't use unless you're a Doctor Who fan. Personally. I know people who are into army shit are probably going to call me an idiot, but if you're doing something about time travel and you're putting a character called the Brigadier, you know what you're doing. But yeah, I'd highly recommend the book. It's a very, very interesting read, and an interesting concept, and good author. That wasn't very quick fire of me, so I'll do another one really quickly. This is one, again, I'm not 100% sure on how it would work. I'd just be really interested to see it. Probably not a name that anyone would expect me to say, but Daisy May Cooper.
Okay.
So you've got, obviously This Country is the main thing that Daisy May Cooper is known for. Again, it's up there with Derry Girls as one of the greatest comedies of all time. I think it in the same way that Derry Girls takes what The Inbetweeners does and modernises it and improves in some aspects. I think that's what This Country does for The Office. And that's quite a controversial statement, because I know Ricky Gervais is a bellend, but you can't just write off The Office, because The Office is incredible.
Yeah, like, it's an incredible piece of telly.
Really, it's an amazing bit of telly, and This Country just takes everything from The Office, and I think it's just so funny. It's incredible. But Daisy May Cooper has another TV show called Am I Being Unreasonable? Have you seen Am I Being Unreasonable?
I have.
Yes. Do you like it? Are you a fan? I love it.
It's so good.
It is so good, and it's obviously another person that I need to mention is, I think it's pronounced Selin Hizli, who is Daisy May Cooper's co-star and co-writer on Am I Being Unreasonable? So Selin Hizli is in here as well. I'll have them both. Am I Being Unreasonable is so weird. Like, it's such a surreal, strange TV show, and it's really quite just bizarre to watch, but it's fantastic. Like, it's really grounded in its humour. Like, it's quite, it's that sort of like going back to like This Is England, and like it's that sort of very relatable kitchen sink kind of humour sometimes.
I was going to say, it sometimes reminds me of like The Royal Family and like Caroline Aherne sort of.
But then it's really surreal, and it's got really weird surreal moments that will just fuck with your brain a little bit. And and I can't quite describe it as a TV show. I don't really know how to describe it, because I'm like, it's a comedy drama. But I don't know where it lands, if it's more comedy or more drama. There's a bit of horror in there. There's a bit of psychological horror. And there's a bit of sort of like Inside Number 9 dark comedy, and it's just got a bit of everything, really, hasn't it? It's
Yeah.
really strange, and I can't describe it to you, so I just urge you to watch it, because I just haven't really seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favourite things on telly, by far. I mean, this is making me realise, like, how many good British TV series... Like, we've been in a gold... Especially for comedy, I think we've been in a golden era for quite a while, and it's sort of dwindled off a little bit now, because I've got two more British comedy writers to mention. But yeah, no, am I being unreasonable? I can't describe it to you, but just watch it, and just how surreal it is has just made me really want to have it. It's also a bit folky. It's a bit folk horror, in a weird way, and it's like I don't know. It's like there's almost bits of like 73 Yards vibes in it, but it's also like the royal family, and it's also
bizarre.
It's
isn't
really you can't pin it down.
No,
but like, in the best way, because it's like I have really never seen anything like it, and I think between that and This Country, Daisy May Cooper is just operating on a different level, and I feel like it doesn't really, neither of them really match her personality.
Yeah,
when you see her, she seems like just quite a normal modern woman. Like she seems like a bit of a Jackie Tyler.
Yeah.
Like just the kind of woman that you'd just run into down the laundrette and you'd have a bit of a laugh with, and then you'd never really think about her again. But she's out here writing some just really wacky, weird, surreal stuff that, it's strange, but I just urge everyone to watch it, and I'd just be fascinated to see. I have no idea what they do with Doctor Who.
Such a great shout.
That's why it's like, what would they do? I couldn't call it. Like, imagine them trying to do a sci-fi episode of Doctor Who. I'd be the first in the queue to go and watch it, because
absolutely.
It might burn in flames, but it will. Again, it's one of them where it's like it will never be boring. It will not. Whatever they make will not be boring, because there is not a second of Am I Being Unreasonable that is boring. It blows my mind. So, yeah, there you go. Do you want to do a couple?
Okay, so one I've got here is John Finnemore, who
hello.
Is
never heard of them.
Primarily a comedy writer, but he wrote on Good Omens.
Oh.
And he also wrote on That Mitchell and Webb Look, which is one of my favourite sketch shows.
Yeah.
Going. And one of the things he's best known for is Cabin Pressure, that like Radio 4 drama, like comedy rather, with.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's Benedict Cumberbatch in it. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that, so I need to check that out. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's like a fun little sitcom set in this airline that's like really, really tiny. Like I think they've got like one plane, and it's just a little radio sitcom. But like, there's a real like Britishness to the humour. Like, there's a real sort of affection for that British eccentricity, which I think is, what is Doctor Who if not British eccentricity?
Yeah. I mean, Good Omens is sort of enough to prove your pedigree. It's like, if you can do Star Wars, you could probably have.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. I think if you've done the right Star Wars, you could probably have a go at Doctor Who. But yeah, no, like if you've done Good Omens is very Doctor Who coded, isn't it? Like,
there's enough overlap there, isn't there?
Yeah. Absolutely, like thematically, just it's more of a vibe thing. That's why I think Star Wars was a terrible example, because Star Wars is great, but it has a very American vibe. I don't know what that means without sounding quite xenophobic about Americans. I don't mean it to be like that, but it's just a different vibe. Like Doctor Who has the twee.
It's very Hollywood
Britishness. And Doctor Who doesn't have that.
No,
it can have that, but it doesn't. It's not inherent to it. It has it's the joy and the wonder and the quirky nature of it, really, isn't it? That sort of sells it as a bit different from the rest. So, but yeah, I think if you've done Red Dwarf, you can do Doctor Who. If you've done other British things within that realm, like you could probably transition to Doctor Who pretty easily.
Well, another one I've got here that, as you were saying, that I think would probably be a fairly decent fit is Howard Overman, who is the creator of Misfits. He wrote
nice. Yeah.
He wrote on Merlin. I think he did Atlantis for the BBC.
Yeah.
The sort of
these are all exactly the kind of show that I was just talking about. Like that kind of crossover. Where,
the vibe.
Yeah, I can get it. Oh, he did. I've heard. I don't actually think, other than I've seen a bit of Merlin and I've seen a bit of Misfits. Don't think I've seen anything that he's done, but I have heard good things about a lot of it. I've heard good things about the Lazarus Project. That's apparently very good and very underrated. And I believe did it get cancelled? I think it got cancelled. I think it got cancelled. Sure. I think it's one of those that maybe got cancelled. The Series 3 got cancelled and Series 2 ended on a cliffhanger. So it's one of those.
Right.
It might be that kind of situation. But yeah, no, I can't say that I'm like very familiar with Howard Overman's work, but looking at what I know from their writing, it makes sense. It's a pick that makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, again, it's just that vibe, that sort of weird British fantasy-ish sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna really quick fire some. I'm just gonna say the names.
Fire some names.
Okay.
I will thumbs up and I'll do middle if I don't know them. I'll do thumbs up and down.
Okay. This will be really great for the audio medium
the audio
that we're
listeners.
recording in.
That's true. Okay, I will say yay, nay, or I don't know who that person is.
That's a good system. I like it.
Okay.
Joe Cornish.
Yay.
Yep.
That's good. That's good for me.
I think you could do some proper
that's enough.
Spielberg-esque.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Kaylee Llewellyn.
I don't know who that person is.
She did a couple episodes of Killing Eve, but she also did In My Skin. I recommend if you've not seen.
I have not seen, no.
Just a really cool sort of, I guess, kind of coming of age story.
As you said, coming of age, I read the word coming of age on the IMDb page, so you've nailed it.
Then I would be correct.
Yeah. She's also done the Dumping Ground, which is, again, I think anything Tracy Beaker related is a great breeding ground for people who could write for Doctor Who.
Absolutely.
Because they know how to write Welsh people. Because in Tracy Beaker, it was, if you were below the age of 16, you were in Tracy Beaker. If you were above the age of 16 in the 2000s, you were in Doctor Who. That was
the rules.
A Welsh government mandated rule, I believe. Because it makes me laugh every day. I mean, I watch Tracy Beaker more often than you think. Jess loves Tracy Beaker. I love Tracy Beaker. I think it's genuinely still hilarious. And when she puts it on, I will be like, yeah, no, I will sit and watch this because this is really nostalgic and really fun. But it's just really funny that it's blatantly not set in Wales.
But everybody's
there's
Welsh.
Just everyone is Welsh. Everyone is Welsh, but it's not set in Wales. They never say that it's set in Wales. And they're not, you don't see them at any Welsh landmarks, but everyone in it is Welsh. There is constantly 7 Welsh people on screen. It's very Doctor Who. Very, very Doctor Who coded.
It is.
And Jesse Armstrong, who is also another great writer who could probably have a go at Doctor Who. Started on Tracy Beaker and has now written Succession. So, you know, it's...
I mean, Tracy Beaker to Peep Show to Succession.
To the thick of it. and also wrote an episode of My Parents Are Aliens as well. So,
I mean,
the range we're talking about. Four Lions as well. I always forget that Jesse Armstrong wrote Four Lions. Like, that's mad range. Like,
so good.
Wrote an episode of Black Mirror as well.
Yes, he did.
Wrote The Entire History of You, one of those early good ones that we were talking about. So it just makes me laugh, the idea that, you know, the person who wrote what is now considered one of the greats that's up there with that people talk about in the same breath as Breaking Bad and The Sopranos started off by writing the Wellards in Tracy Beaker and like wrote My Parents Are Aliens. That's heritage. That is British heritage.
That's so true.
Right there. Okay, you go. Keep going with your speed round.
Okay, a really rogue choice here. The Horrible Histories guys.
They're next on my list.
Are they?
I don't think that's rogue at all. They might be just below Sally Wainwright as like my near top. To be honest. I just think it just makes so much sense. Like, I mean, Ghosts is another one in that golden. A really untalked about golden era of comedy is like we were having like Ghosts and Derry Girls and This Country and Fleabag and all these other shows that I love, just all on at the same time. And it's just like, I feel like we really didn't know what we had until it was gone.
Yeah.
Because now I look and I'm like, where's all the comedy gone? The comedy's gone. That we've had a really good run and now I feel like there's not really a lot about. The Horrible Histories gang is any of them. I mean, I think Simon Farnaby is the one that I love the way he writes, and because he's got heritage. Like, he worked on like the Paddington films as well.
Yeah,
and
he did Wonka as well, didn't he?
Wonka, which I love, is so underrated. And I'm a original Gene Wilder Willy Wonka purist. I literally have the Lego set right here. I'm a real purist. It's one of my favourite films of all time, and it was like the idea of doing a prequel to that is sacrilege. And then I watched it and I was like, holy shit, they pulled it out of the bag. It's really good. So yeah, he would be someone that I'd love, and I want them all in Doctor Who. Yeah, it annoys me that I don't think any of them have been in Doctor Who.
No, they haven't, have they?
Which is so strange. It feels so weird. It feels like such a match made in heaven, because it's like, well, they've done fantasy shows, they've done shows in the past. They're all comedians. They're all British actors who have all been at their peak at the exact same time as Doctor Who has been on, and they've never got in there. It's like,
it's baffling.
There's actors like that baffle me. It always baffles me that Rob Brydon's never been in Doctor Who. I'm like, you were filming Gavin and Stacey like a minute's walk away the entire time, and
so true.
You are like the Welsh actor on British TV. You're like, if people want a Welsh guy on British TV, they go to Rob Brydon first, and then he's never been in Doctor Who. That baffles me. It makes me think he must have turned them down so many times.
That's true.
I can't imagine that they've made Doctor Who and they've never found a role for Rob Brydon. That's baffling to me.
We'll fan cast next episode. We're going to fan cast Rob Brydon. That's
in
the whole
every episode of Doctor Who since 2005. Who should he play? But yeah, no, I am right there with you on the Horrible Histories gang. They're another one where I'm just like, just give them the keys, give them everything, hand it over. I mean, it would be an interesting discussion to see which one of them decides which one of them is the Doctor. But imagine they just do like, give them like 6 series and let them just regenerate into each other. A different one of them takes it every series.
Yeah.
That, I think, is genuinely quite a funny premise. And yeah, it does shit on the idea of regeneration a little bit. Yes. Is it funny? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, funny trumps good idea. There you go.
I've got one final one. How many have you got left?
I have one final one now because we've covered Horrible Histories, gang. So
beautiful. Would you like to do yours?
Imagine if it's the same one. I hope it's the same one. I hope we've landed on the one last one where we've got the same person.
I'll be surprised, but it's not impossible.
Mine is from a TV show that came out this year.
No.
Okay. Right. They're also in a TV show that we've already mentioned. This person is primarily known as an actor, but they released, again, instantly one of my favourite TV shows of all time. And it sort of sits in the same bracket as Am I Being Unreasonable, as like, I've never really seen anything like this on TV. And it blew me away. And the TV show was Small Profits. And the writer is Mackenzie Crook. So, yeah, have you seen Small Profits?
I've not. I've heard amazing things about it, though.
It's gorgeous. It is such a good show. Like, it's 6 episodes. I mean, hopefully it's coming back for a series 2. I think they've commissioned it. I really, really hope so. I mean, it was one of the biggest. Really surprised me how, because it's the one thing that would maybe put me off is like, God, is this too weird? Like, because it's really out there, like as a premise for sort of like primetime BBC comedy, like a comedy drama. I'd say it's more of a comedy drama. But the premise is weird and very, again, like very folklory, very strange. But the humour, again, it sort of sits in that sort of office sarcasm. I mean, the lead in it, Pierce Quigley, shot right to the top of my dream Dr. Castings. He would be right. I've planned it out. So he would be. You know when I was saying before about Sally Wainwright, and she would be great for the 9th Doctor. Give her Pierce Quigley as the Doctor. Give her the showrunner, Pierce Quigley as the Doctor, and get Mackenzie Crook in for a one-off episode.
To go and write an episode.
We have created gold in doing that. Because I could imagine Pierce Quigley is just so dry with his delivery and so deadpan, but just pitch perfect timing. Like I've never really seen comedy timing like it, probably since like The Office. To be honest, like he's just bang on. Like says the funniest thing at the perfect moment for you to just wet yourself. Anyway, yeah, Small Profits, it's really weird, but it somehow became like one of the biggest comedy launches the BBC have ever had.
Yeah, it did
like
really
the
well,
biggest comedy launch of the 2020s, which, bearing in mind, like I said, some of the comedies they've had, like Ghosts and This Country and all of that, like, I think we're very much out of that phase now, but this was like a real standout to me. It's probably the best TV show I've seen this year.
Damn.
And up there as one of the best I've seen this decade. It's absolute class. So yeah, highly recommend it. And yeah, I just think Mackenzie Crook is a weird guy, evidently, by this TV show, and I'd like to see him just given free rein to do what he wants with an episode of Doctor Who. So there you go. Mackenzie Crook is, again, one of my top picks for a one-off, definitely. Well, we didn't have the same, which is exciting, because now I get excited about your next one.
Actually, this has worked out quite well, because this person is one of my favourite writers. Again, someone that I know primarily through theatre, but has done a fair bit of TV, which is Lucy Prebble.
I know the name.
She's collaborated with Billy Piper a fair bit. So she co-wrote I Hate Susie.
Yes.
She wrote on The Secret Diary of a Call Girl, which Billy was obviously in. She's written on Succession.
Yes, Succession.
But my proper introduction to her, she's got a play called The Effect, which is, I think, possibly my favourite play of all time.
Wow.
That's
a bold statement.
It's a bold statement, yeah. The premise is it's basically a romantic drama set in a clinical drug trial.
Oh, I like that premise. That's a nice premise.
It's a really cool premise.
Those words all just snapped together in my brain when you said that. I was like, ooh, nice. I like it already.
Really, really great. Again, ironically, Billy was in the original production of it.
Yeah.
She's a very sort of intellectual writer, because I think she has a real interest in sort of exploring like systems and networks, whether they be like corporations or governments or like family networks and relationships and all of that, and sort of really tapping in and being like, why does this work? What's this about? And she's very sort of intellectually and like philosophically driven, but at the core of it, there is just this emotional storytelling. I think she could do something like a Human Nature, like a God Complex.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Quite like a thinker, like one of those ones where you're like, okay, we're getting into highbrow stuff for Doctor Who here. Like, it's not, she's not going to come in and write a Love and Monsters. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, although I'm doing Love and Monsters a bit of a disservice there. There's quite a lot of meat on that bone. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah. She's not going to do a just running up and down corridors.
Yeah.
Situation.
I get you. Yeah.
But I think she'd like use a sci-fi premise as a vehicle or a vessel, synonyms, to dissect the human condition or something about the human condition, and that's my favorite thing about sci-fi and fantasy, because ironically, given that I'm like a massive fan of one of the biggest sci-fi fantasy properties in the world, I'm not that hot on like spaceships and black holes and
I honestly I get what you mean. I love it, and there's so much sci-fi that I love. Like, I am absolutely, like, if it's sci-fi or fantasy, I'm a big sci-fi head over fantasy. Like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, that stuff doesn't do much for me, unfortunately. But when it comes to Doctor Who, I feel like I'm less into that side of Doctor Who, and I'm more into historicals. I'm more into, like I love the aspect of taking something alien and putting it in a modern day setting and putting it on, Yeti on the loo and Toot and Beck and all that. But I get what you mean. Sci-fi and Doctor Who works at its best when it does have a bit of meat on the bone. When it's just a setting, it's fine, it's good, and I can always have fun with it. Like, but when it's there to do something very in depth, like Doctor Who's always best when it's out of generic. So I think Doctor Who's done enough generic sci-fi corridors now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I liked it when they brought in like Impossible Planet, Satan Pit. Not only have you brought in sort of grungy alien like Ridley Scott style visuals, rather than just clean white corridors everywhere. There's a lot of meat on that bone. Like, contextually, and like, and that's when they do weird, wacky stuff in a very Doctor Who setting. It means that like it separates itself from, like, not to slate the episode or anything, but like a Saranga Conundrum is very running up and down sci-fi white corridors, and it's good. I can have fun with it. Like, that sometimes that's what you want, but sometimes you want it to challenge you a bit more, and you want a bit of a thinker. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's that's it, isn't it? Sometimes you want something it's layered and it's got the depth and it's got the meat, the juice,
And sometimes I want none of that, and I just want, give me goofy alien on a spaceship, please.
Absolutely.
Like, give me some themes. If I want to pick them up, I'll pick them up. Give me some politics. If I want it, I'll take it. But sometimes I want to switch Doctor Who on, and I want to switch this off. So, yeah, I want to switch my brain off. But yeah, no, I think that's all from me. Well, the only other thing I was going to say is, as I sort of said before, best Doctor Who writer is the one that I haven't heard of yet, but also, as well as the fandom is full of great people, there are tons of people who've written for the expanded media that, one, baffles me that they didn't get a shot. Like, I feel like, names that just come off the top of my head of who are in that sort of realm of like, how did they not get to write for New Who? Is like your James Goss, Joe Lidster, Robert Valentine, John Dorney, all of these people who've, like, John Dorney has written like more Doctor Who stories than any other human being on the planet. Terrence Dicks looks up at John Dorney and he's like, how have you written this much? Like, such insane numbers and such a level of like Doctor Who pedigree. It's like, I think John Dorney could write a Doctor Who story with his eyes closed. And that's not to discount, I'm sure John Dorney puts a lot of work into his writing. That I didn't mean it to sound like that. But John Dorney would write a really solid, good Doctor Who episode for TV at the very least, I'm sure. But yeah, there's tons of them, like Una McCormack, like so many people who are like synonymous with Doctor who have never and some will never write for the show. Joe Lidster is one that does strike me as quite odd, because it's like, Joe Lidster's written for Sarah Jane, Joe Lidster's written for Torchwood. Joe Lidster's done everything in the expanded media. Basically, the only thing that Joe Lidster hasn't done in the world of Doctor Who is write an episode of Doctor Who for TV. And that is just like, he's done Targets, he's done Big Finish, he's done audio, he's done everything. So that's one that sticks out. And then there's loads of new people, like Georgia Cook, Beth Axford, friend of both of our shows, and there's so many people, many people who could have a great crack at it. Like, there's such a, like I said, Big Finish was a breeding ground for it in 2005. Big Finish in the Virgin New Adventures is where basically all of the New Who writers came from for Series 1, apart from, I don't think Stephen Moffat did either of those, but he was in that gang, wasn't he? So exactly. Like, and he'd done, what is it called? Jesus Christ, why is that completely gone out of my mind?
Curse of Fatal Death.
Curse of Fatal Death, of course it is. Jesus, that is... Take my fan card away. Curse of Fatal Death. So they've all done Wilderness Years Doctor Who stuff. So I hope it would be nice, if it's gone for a while, that maybe this Wilderness Years breeds some of the next crew.
Absolutely.
For Doctor Who. But even if it doesn't breed it for telly, like, I'm sure that, it seems like Big Finish are in a bit of a... I feel like there's a few people who are like, this, I'm winding down for Big Finish, this is my last Big Finish. Like, so I wonder if they're in for a new phase, and start bringing some new people in. I mean, call me.
Both of our numbers are linked below, Nick.
They are below, listening. Yes. Nick, Jason, anyone you wanna give me a call, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, no, that's basically all from me. I can't just go and list everyone who's written Doctor Who. I think it's more interesting to talk about the ones who haven't, because
exactly.
we don't know what they would do with it, so we can theorise about what like a Mackenzie Crook or a Daisy May Cooper would do with Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they'd do. It's here. It's all behind me on my shelves. But it doesn't mean that it's less valid. They'd be really good writing for the show. I'm sure there's hundreds of people who've written for Doctor Who who could do it. So that's it from me, really. Yeah, I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more people as well, like more TV shows that I've forgotten, and I reckon I will spend the next 2 weeks
100%. I'll be exactly the same.
Oh, shit.
Why didn't I say
this person?
So-and-so?
Well, we can just message each other back and forth and go, we should have done this. We should have said this person. We should have said this. But yeah,
I've really enjoyed that chat. I feel like
I've really enjoyed it because do you know
it felt
why?
like it was here, and I needed to just
barely talked about Doctor Who. Like we've basically spoken about and that's not a slight on Doctor Who, but sometimes it's nice to give a shout out to some other Doctor Who adjacent things, or some non-Doctor Who adjacent things that you think, oh, that person could do something weird and wild with Doctor Who. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed just talking about all my other favourite programmes because I do watch other TV, and I actually these days don't actually watch Doctor Who that much. I'm in a bit of a Who lull. I'm in a Star Wars phase at the minute, as much as The Mandalorian tested that.
Really?
So I'm enjoying watching. That's my message. Here we go. This is Josh's message to the
PSA.
people. Actually, maybe this is my message to Kat. I know it's sad that Doctor Who isn't on. Watch something else. There's so many good things out there to watch. Go and watch Small Profits, Am I Being Unreasonable, Derry Girls, This Country, Scott and Bailey. I did not expect to connect with you on Scott and Bailey tonight. I'm really excited that we did, because I don't meet a lot of people, especially like around our age, who are like Scott and Bailey heads. I'm a Scott and Bailey head. I've rewatched that like 6 or 7 times. I love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, go and watch some good telly, because there's loads to keep you going in the meantime. And then Doctor Who will come back and it'll all be fine.
And for those people that are budding writers, if you go out and you experience other stuff, what else is happening in the world of telly or film?
Exactly.
Or just one episode, one line of dialogue might make you think of one thing, which leads to a concept for your next project. Like, going art creates art, all of that. And that was a very wanky way of wrapping up.
It was a lovely way of wrapping it up. It was a lovely way of doing it.
Thank you, mate. You can stay. I'm getting rid of Cat.
Hashtag car for Cat. No, I'm joking. I don't want to replace Cat. It's been lovely to have the opportunity to fill in for a week. I'm sure everyone is gagging for Cat to come back. And yeah, don't worry. I'm not a permanent fixture. I'm just a 1 week annoyance.
Not at all.
Who's going, watch this programme from 2007.
It's been, I've genuinely really, really enjoyed it. I'm aware that you've just been tricked into listening to a Doctor Who podcast with an episode talking not about Doctor Who, but
yes.
There you go. It was all a ruse.
Also, you've been tricked into watching listening to a Doctor Who podcast where it's 2 white guys on a podcast, which is such a rarity these days.
Honestly,
bring it back. Oh, honestly,
when were they going to give us the opportunity?
When will the white guys get a chance to have a chat? Honestly, this is one of my favourite jokes to do. But no, I don't mean that. Bring Cat back, because there's enough of us doing this shite. And I'm going to actually say this, and I genuinely do mean it. I mean, if you want to get in touch with me to slate my opinions or tell me that the shows that I like are bad, shut up, I don't care. If you want to, I will genuinely be looking in the comments if you want to say who you think should write for Doctor Who, because I love this conversation. This is always one of my favourite things to talk about. Because, like I said, I get to talk about other shows that I like, and I get to get recommendations for TV shows to watch. So, yeah, I genuinely will be interested, and I'm not saying that for the sake of the says who's engagement. I am saying it for my own sanity of wanting to interact with other human beings. So I'll be in the comments. I'll come and reply and say hello, and we'll chat about who could write good Doctor Who.
I mean, I'll see you down there because I'm very interested to see.
We're all
people's
in.
Thoughts.
We're all in. And Kat will reply to every comment going, "Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that? Who's that?" That would be a great day. I really hope Kat does that.
That would be good.
Yeah. No.
But if people would like to get in touch with you and tell you that you've got horrible takes, where would they be able to find you, Josh Carr?
I'm not telling you now, and I'm not telling you. No, you can find me on all of the socials at Josh Ryan Carr. The podcast you can find at Who Knew Podcast or Who Knew W Pod, one of the two. If you type in Who Knew Doctor Who, it'll come up.
It'll be there.
But yeah, I host a podcast called Who Knew, where I chat to the wonderful people in and around the world of Doctor Who about their love for the show, and I think it's pretty good. So
it's a brilliant show.
If you wanna, well, thank you very much. Thank you. It's good because I am, if I'm good at one thing, I can get good guests, and I've had some very good guests on. I've chatted to Murray Gold and Chris Chibnall and Katie Manning and Sophie Aldred and loads of people from the fandom, and loads of people. So go and have a listen to those. There are new episodes coming at some point. I haven't edited them yet. I'm very sorry. They were meant to come out in February and it's July. I've been busy, so there are new episodes coming. I've got an episode with Crispy Pro. I've got an episode with Alfie Shaw, the writer of the 11th Doctor Chronicles, who's one of Big Finish's best writers, who should also write for Doctor. I can't believe I didn't mention Alfie Shaw.
Alfie Shaw should that as you say
write for Doctor Who on telly. Absolutely. I've got an episode with Paul Hayes and Louise Page, who's the costume designer for the 10th Doctor era. So there are 4 episodes that are confirmed to be coming up. Also, just one little thing that I'll plug, because it's done quite well recently. I was in a video on George Sheard's channel.
Yes!
A Doctor Who pub crawl around London, which we filmed last year. It's like 45 minutes long. It's a really cool video, and I'm genuinely really, really proud of it. And I'm proud of it in a sense that I turned up to London, drank, and went home again. And George spent a year editing it, and Ewan filmed it. I basically contributed absolutely the least to it, but I'm very, very proud of it. So, please go and check that out on GB Sheard, George's channel. It's really, really good. It's genuinely a banging video. Like I know I'm in it and I'm biased, but it is actually a really, really good video, and George nailed it. So
I'm not in it. I very much recommend it. It's so much fun.
Thank you very
much. So much fun. Really, really enjoyed it. I I left a comment as I was watching it. I was like, I never thought I'd get FOMO from watching 2 lads walk across London in the pissing rain.
Oh, mate,
doing
honestly,
Doctor Who trivia.
It was great fun. There were moments where it was not fun at all. And when I was drenched at like an hour into the day, as in like I could wring my t-shirt out and I could probably fill a glass by wringing my t-shirt out. It was like a torrential downpour in the middle of June in London. Then I got soaked with the puddle by a car that drove past. So I was covered in mud as well. And, drinking a coffee in a slowly disintegrating cup outside the Tower of London, surrounded by tourists. I did question my life decisions. But then we had a really good time. So
definitely go and check that out if you haven't already.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Well, thank you for joining me, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It's been lovely. Great fun on a Wednesday night.
Absolutely. As we bake in our...
I'm going to literally walk into a cold shower the minute I'm done. I'm so hot. It's very sweaty in here.
I'm gonna race through the outro and then we'll get out of here.
Let's go. Let's go. Race.
Thank you very much for listening. If you have enjoyed, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. Follow on your podcast platform of choice. If you would like to, you can leave us a review. 5 stars, of course. Why would you leave anything less? If you would like any more from us, we do have a Patreon service, which you can go and follow. We do bonus podcasts and audio commentaries and lots of good stuff. To be honest, it's a lot of outtakes from the episodes that we record of Kat going on long anecdotal tangents that don't really have any bearing over the episode.
Sold. I'm in.
If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can drop us an email at thecasupod@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. That's the other one, at thecasupod. Kat is at simplykatie_XO on Twitter and Instagram. I am at suddenbiscuit on Twitter and the YouTube channel, which you may very well be listening to this here podcast on right now. Thank you very much to my lovely guest, Mr. Josh Carr, for joining me this week.
Thank you. And Kat's back next week.
Kat is back next week.
Well, there you go. You'll all be happy then.
What are we doing next week? We're doing a review of the Witchfinders.
Oh, banger. I love the Witchfinders. There's my review. So there you go. I love the Witchfinders.
You got an extra review here.
Absolute little underrated banger.
I think that is it. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll be back again.
Oh, well, hopefully. And you also, I will get you, when I'm making my podcast again, I will. You guys will be on, I'm sure.
That'd be awesome.
That's a little reveal for anybody who is...
Who's listening to this stuff? We're like 3 hours 20 into the recording.
We are deep into the recording.
Yeah.
So if you're still here, well done.
Well done.
You've gotten through this, and now your reward is Kat will be back next week. I will not be here.
I mean, it's also a message to myself in the edit where I'm like, well done for getting this far. This is you're doing well, bud.
Yeah,
you're doing well,
mate. You did this, man. You're nearly there. You're nearly there. Thank you.
No, thank you, and we'll see you all again some other time.
Bye.
Bye.